Hello everyone, in this part I will cover level creation, game management, abstract classes and their applications. You will also learn how to design and sketch paths and add components using a script before launching the game. Let's get started. In the last video I updated the path follower script allowing us to move the car both forward and backward with just one click. Since all cars in the game behave the same way and use the path follower script, it would be beneficial to convert it into an abstract class. However, before doing so, I like to move the script folder to the asset folder. To turn a regular class into an abstract one, we simply add the word abstract before class. We also need to modify the start method so that only derived classes can access it, and they can override it if needed. That's why I added the protect virtual syntax. Let's make a new script that uses path follower. We need to attach it to the car. Right now the script doesn't have any parameters, but once we use the path follower class instead of mono behavior, the class will have all of its properties. This will let us adjust the properties for each game object individually. Instead of using mono behavior, we need to use the path follower keyword. Also, to call the start method of the base class within the derived class, we should override the start method and use the base.start keyword. As you may have noticed, the car manager script now includes all the properties from the base class and is initialized with default values. To ensure that the necessary components and settings are applied to every car that uses this script, I need to create a new method that determines the required components and exact settings. I will remove the box collider component and change the tag to untagged to demonstrate the outcome. When the game starts, you'll see the car will initiate with the right tag and needed components. But another property that should be changed is the end of instruction. The end of instruction was adjusted correctly. However, there is another potential issue that may cause some trouble. Let's say there are 40 cars in the scene and you need to add each path the Path Creator components slot. Doing this manually can be time-consuming and confusing. That's why letting the script handle it for you is better. You only need to assign a unique number to each vehicle and its corresponding path. To test this script's functionality, I will assign a number to both the car and the path. First, all path game objects in the scene with a path tag will be identified. Then, using a for each loop, the script will check the name of each path along with the car's name. If the current car has a path, the exact path creator component will be assigned. Before initializing the car, it's necessary to call this method. Create a new tag and assign it to the game object so that it can be found by the car's manager's script. Let's test the script now. It worked perfectly. It found the exact path. However, if the name of the path is changed, the path creator component will be empty. Components will add after the game has started. This can cause the game's performance to be affected, resulting in slower gameplay and reduced FPS at the beginning. Therefore, it is recommended to initialize the car in edit mode. To do this, simply add the keyword execute in edit mode. To avoid duplicate errors, also it is important to check whether the necessary component has already been added or not. I would like to demonstrate the function of the execute in edit mode attribute by removing all components and tags from the car. To do this, I will remove the car manager script and add it back again. You will notice that the car will initiate in edit mode, as I intended. If I add the car manager to another car in the scene, it will also have the same result. Let me show you the process of creating an entire level from scratch. But before we do that, let's fix any error that happens when the car manager script assigned to the deleted car is not accessible. To resolve this issue, open the follow path script and deactivate the corresponding lines of code. If you are having difficulty creating a path pattern without a blueprint, there is a helpful shortcut available. You can draw a pattern in Photoshop and import it into your scene, making it easy to shape your path. Open Photoshop and set the image size to match the sample. Next, create a transparent layer and draw an empty square. If you're unsure what the level should look like, create a random pattern. Once you're happy with the results, save the file as PSD and import it into Unity. To incorporate the image pattern into the scene, we can use the image UI and set the render mode to the world. Then, we need to position the canvas and image correctly so that the camera can capture it within its view. We can now easily create a path through the image pattern. It's important to ensure that the path aligns with the image. To make it easier to distinguish between the path and the image, we can change the color of the path and make the image pattern slightly transparent. When adding new waypoints, it's important to ensure that the y-axis is always set to 0. This will result in a clean and organized final path shape. Let's continue working on and add paths with varying orientations. It seems that half of the level has been designed. We should revert the track color to white and include yellow parking zones at the end of each track. I'm happy with where things are now. Our next step is to reorganize and rename all of the paths. To do this, we'll need to add a number to the end of each path name and use that same number for every car. To proceed, we need to create a prefab for each car and position them on the starting point of their respective paths. I'm currently ensuring that each path name matches the respective car. However, I have noticed that the path creator has been set to none. To fix this, the editor must be switched to play mode. Once the game is stopped, the car manager screen will become active again and will properly catch the paths. Let's try the level. By clicking on each car, they must move along the designated white lines and reach their respective destinations. So far everything is going well, and all the cars have been placed in their designated parking place. For the next step, we require a new script to oversee the game. Its primary function will be to manage various game states such as losing or winning. There are two ways to determine a losing situation in this scenario. The first is when two cars collide with each other, and the second is when there are no more possible moves left. At present, I will use a simple formula to calculate the number of possible moves. I will locate all available paths and count them by the length of the array. Then increase the count by adding a number until the exact number of possible moves is determined. If a car is chosen to move, the no move counter will decrease by 1. When it reaches 0, it indicates that the player has lost the game. For now, let's focus on the lose method instead of the victory method. Both methods will be checked every time a car relocates. One way to check that the player lost the game is to check the car's collision with another. So we need to use the untrigger method to see if a car collided with a game object that has a car tag. If there is a collision, the lose method will be called. Hence, we need to activate the trigger option for every car. This can be done by manipulating the script. I will do it manually, but running and stopping the game will update the editor mode, allowing the script to execute its function. To prevent cars from passing each other, simply adjust the moveCar variable to false. Add this adjustment to the onTriggerEnter method so that when a car collides with another vehicle, it stops moving. We just finished part 2 and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you found it helpful and informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to receive more content. I can't wait to come back for part 3 and finish the game together. In the meanwhile, feel free to rewatch parts 1 and 2. Thanks for joining me and see you soon.